Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are choosing to watch this. I'm Mr. Page. If those of you that don't know me already, I'm a science teacher at Samuel Whitbread Academy, and I'm the course leader for the Applied Science in sixth form. So next year, we are starting a new course, and it'll be great to have you on board with us to go through it for the first time. So we are on the Pearson BTEC Level 3 National Extended Certificate in Applied Science. So our exam board is Pearson or edXL. If you want to look anything up, okay, that is the exam board to go through. So through this presentation, we're going to be looking at what the qualification entails, what is involved, how you will be assessed, and the topics you're going to cover. So in the first year of your qualification, so for year 12, so this year coming, okay, we are going to do half the qualification. So if you choose to leave us after year 12, which hopefully you won't, but you have passed unit 1 and unit 2, then you will leave with a certificate. You will gain a qualification equivalent to an AS level. Next year, year 12, is a 50-50 split between an external exam and an internal assessment, which is coursework based and practical based. They're an even split. I'll explain more as we go through the PowerPoint as to what those entail. The second year, so the extended certificate, which is a single qualification equivalent to 1 A level, 50% of the overall of that is from your results from the first year, so your unit 1 and 2 put together. You've then got 33% of your second year is an external exam, okay, unit 3, and then 16.5% of your internal assessment is an optional unit, okay. I am going to go through that, like I said, through this PowerPoint, so everything is clear and ready to go. We may not discuss as much for the second year, okay, because obviously the main thing is we need to look at the first year as to what's going to happen. So for the unit 1 exam, which will be in year 12, okay, so unit 1, Principles of Applied Science 1, it is an external exam, and it is in May or June, okay, next year. It will cover principles from chemistry, biology, and physics. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the topics you're going to cover in each of those first, and then I will explain how long the exam is and the breakdown of the exam. So for chemistry, you are going to be looking at a variety of things. Some things you will have covered at GCSE. For example, if we look at it, atomic structure, okay, but we go into further depth now because this is a level 3 qualification BTEC, okay. So we'll be covering atomic structure, chemical equations and calculations, electronic structure and ionization, different types of bonding, intermolecular bonding, trends in the periodic table, and reactions of metals and redox reactions. Now, this is going to be mixed teaching, okay? There will be lots of teaching, there will be independent work through every unit, there will also be practicals along with it as well, okay? But that is essentially a third of your unit 1, okay? The chemistry units. Now, the biology part of it is cell structure, microscopy. You will have done a required practical at GCSE for that, okay, so we're going to use those skills again. Bacteria, cell specialization, tissue structure and function in the lungs, muscular tissues and the nervous system. Now, you may look at lots of those topics similar to chemistry, but more so with this, and think, well, I've covered all of those in GCSE, and that you would be correct. But we're going to move into a deeper level of understanding and to take it up a notch. So yes, we will consolidate what we've done at GCSE, but we are going to move into more depth, okay? Then finally, the last third of the unit 1, we are looking at physics. So we're going to have properties of waves, the wave equation, communications, diffraction, refraction, and fiber optics. Okay, so once again, but not as much as biology, there is some things to consolidate and move on from GCSE, and some things that will be completely new, okay, to you guys. So that's unit 1. Now, like I said, we're going to talk about the exam. So I'll say it again, the exam is an external exam, 50% of your mark for the first year, okay, is a written exam. It's 2 hours in May or June. We're not sure on the dates yet, haven't been released. And it is comprising of 90 marks, okay, 90 marks overall. Now, if we break that down further, okay, just to give you a bit of an idea as to what you can expect from the exam, okay, you will have AO1, AO2, AO3, and AO4 questions. Now, AO1 is demonstrate knowledge of scientific facts, terms, definitions, and scientific formulae. Command words, okay, that you'll be looking for in those sort of questions is give, label, name, state, okay. Now, out of the 90 marks, that's roughly about 12 to 18 marks, okay, in the exam. So there your label this diagram, can you give me an example, state what this means, okay. So they're sort of your simple 1 mark answers, okay. You've got AO2, which takes up could take up to half, if not more, okay, of the paper. So AO2, demonstrate understanding of scientific concepts, procedures, processes, and techniques, and the application. Okay, the words you're sort of looking for the command words of the exam are calculate, compare, discuss, draw, explain, and state or write. Okay, so we're looking more at some calculations with a couple of steps in them. Okay, compare and contrast. Okay. Draw a graph, explain something that's going on. Okay, and like I said, that's a big hefty part of the exam. It's 39 to 45 marks. So if we're looking in the grand scheme of things, half the paper could be AO2. Okay, moving on to AO3. Okay, we're getting a bit trickier now. Okay, the high end questions. So analyze, interpret, and evaluate scientific information to make judgments and reach conclusions. The sort of words you're looking for are calculate, comment, compare, complete, describe, discuss, explain. Okay, now that takes up 18 to 24 marks of the paper. Now, what we're looking for here is the higher end analysis, interpretation. You're evaluating data and making a conclusion. Okay, we've then got AO4. Okay, make connections, use and integrate different scientific concepts, procedures, processes, or techniques. Okay, the words you're looking for are comment, compare, complete, discuss. Okay, explain. Now, this is the smallest part of the exam, 9 to 12. Okay, and this is what will be the real top end. Okay, the last sort of questions on the paper. Now, what you're looking for here is making decisions, making conclusions. Why did somebody get those results? What could they have done differently? Okay, really putting together and applying the knowledge that you have learned throughout. Okay, now moving in to unit 2, okay, for the first year. Okay, now unit 2 is practical scientific procedures and techniques. Now this is an internal assessment, so as it says, this will include various investigations of practical skills with linked assignments. So essentially how it will work is we will go through 4 topics, small units, and along the way you'll have work to write up, practicals to write up, reflections, conclusions, evaluations. We'll be looking at your practical skills, okay, and honing them to be the best they can be. So we're going to be looking at extraction and chromatography. Now, hopefully you can remember chromatography from GCSE. We're going to be looking more into that. You've got calorimetry and cooling curves. You would have briefly looked at cooling curves within temperature changes at GCSE, but we're going to move into deeper understanding of that. Titration and colorimetry. You may have done titration if you did separate or triple sciences, but it's a fantastic experiment to do. Really gives you accuracy, reliability, being able to work as a scientist. Okay, and then your final one is review of personal skills and development. So you're looking back, you're reviewing how much progress you've made, what have you improved on, being honest with yourself, as we all should be, and say, right, yeah, I still need to improve on that, and thinking about why you could or how you could. Okay, so that's internal assessment. So that's the first year covered. Okay, 50% internal, 50% external. Now, useful links. Okay, I have given you a link to the specification. You will be getting this PowerPoint. Okay, now that specification is the Bible of the qualification. That will have all the in-depth what we are learning this year, what we are going to be going through. Okay, now I have listed some books here. Now we've got a student book, which is a textbook, okay, that we'll be using regularly. Okay, you will need to have that book. We will be using it in class. It'll be handy to have at home. Now I've given you an Amazon link there. Now we bought some for the teachers 2 weeks ago. It now says that Amazon is sold out. Now Amazon is not the only place to sell them, but Amazon was the cheapest at the time. But the best thing to do is have a little bit of a shop around. There's no reason why you can't buy a secondhand one. Okay. We have then listed a workbook, which would be really handy if you had, and I would recommend having that because it has got loads of different tasks to do in there that will help you. And then we've also listed a revision guide. Now, like I said, with regards to the student book as well, they're all listed on Amazon. You can buy them directly from Pearson EdXL, but they are generally more expensive. Okay. Shop around. Amazon isn't the exclusive place to get them. You can get Kindle editions as well, or electronic editions, which may work. You may be able to get them. Okay, if you'd rather use those, they're generally cheaper as well. Whatever works for you. But the student book is something you'll need. But obviously, with the current situation, Amazon have now sold out. They hadn't. They have now. You may be able to get them from other websites, secondhand, etc. Have a look. But also, they will be getting them back in stock because obviously it is a popular qualification across the country. But I'm assuming with the current situation that has not happened currently. But there was some in stock a couple of weeks ago, like I say, because we bought some. So do be patient. Okay, you don't need to bite the bullet and buy them right now. But be having a think about them, and I'm sure prices will fluctuate as well. Okay, so moving on to a summer task. Okay, now going to give you some choice for this, okay, and looking back and refreshing your mind of the content that you learned the last couple of years. So what we're going to ask for is an in-depth poster or presentation. So you can do a poster on paper if you wish. I know lots of us would prefer to work on electronics nowadays, so you can do a poster or booklet on the computer or iPad or whatever, okay, electronically, or you can do a presentation. Okay, I'm not going to expect you, when I say presentation, okay, don't panic and think first day back in September if we're back, okay, I'm going to make you stand in front of a class that you've not ever met before and present it. No, that's not the case, okay. It's just the thing, presentation. I'd expect you to have the PowerPoint, okay, with the information on. So 3 choices, okay. We're covering off biology, chemistry, and physics. So for biology, we're looking at cell theories. So we want you to include diagrams and talk about the structure and function of different cells. Okay, so what you might want to do is, and my advice would be, look back in the PowerPoint as to what we are going to cover. So we've got bacteria, we've got animal and plant cells, we've got specialized cells, but also look at the specification, okay, and try and focus on that, okay. For chemistry, we've got atomic structure and the periodic table. So a little walkthrough guide, almost maybe a mini lesson you could do on how you work out atomic structure, what does it show, the periodic table, the trends in the periodic table for certain groups. Once again, look at the specification, look back at this PowerPoint, see what to work on. And then third, for physics, we've got waves. So types of waves, the characteristics, what they can be used for. third time here. Look back at the PowerPoint. Okay, we're talking about communication, fiber optics. Okay, diffraction. So, and look at the specification on what you can work through. Okay, now you can send that through, and I'm going to give you my email address, contact details in a moment. Okay, you can send that through before we return, or you can share it with me, give it to me on the first day we return or we see you. Okay, try your best on it. Okay, it's not something that I'm going to hound you about straight away. Okay, if it's not up to scratch. Okay, try your best. Gives you a refresher, especially with how things have worked out this year. Okay, refresh your memory. By all means, if you want to do more than one, it will stand you in good stead, but I'm not expecting more than one. Okay, so keep working. Okay, be really good to meet you when it comes to September. Okay, we'll have lots of practicals to do. We're gonna have a really good couple of years. Okay, you would have noticed that I haven't spoken through the third year as much. Okay, third year. Sorry, my apologies. The second year as much. Okay, I was thinking of Unit 3, so I haven't spoken through Unit 3 and the optional unit yet. Okay, now more than happy to give you more details on that when you're in, or you can email me and I can contact you if you're interested. It is on the specification. Around the first year and to smash that out the park, or 2 years, because all their exams are at the end of the second year. But for us, we do half the qualification in the first year. Okay, so we can do an introduction similar to this before the second year. Okay, so as I said before, contact details are Mr. Page, spaige@bestacademies.org.uk. Drop me an email. No question is stupid or silly. Okay, any concerns, you or your parents can get in touch. Okay, like I say, you will have access to this, so have a look through it. Contact details there. Get in touch with the year team if you've got any concerns about anything else. But get in touch. I'm a friendly face. If people know me already, they will tell you that. Okay, I'm not going to bite. If you've got a question, please send it through. I would hate if you feel anxious or worried about anything for next year, okay, and you didn't want to contact, okay? So get in touch for anything, and I'll try my best to point you in the right direction. And I very much look forward to seeing you in September. Fingers crossed if all goes well. If not, we will be starting the qualification online, but do not worry. Okay, take care, guys. Have an absolutely fantastic summer, and I'll see you soon.